Hey guys, I'm just laying here in the bed trying to relax. I just got done taking a bath and yeah, so I was just trying to relax. I was blacking out a little bit in the bathtub, so I'm definitely gonna have to go to the doctor soon and get my blood work done. I haven't had my blood work done in probably over a year, to be honest. It's been a long time. I can't remember the last time I had my blood work done, so I need to have it done. I've been slacking on some stuff, and honestly, it'd probably be best for me to wait until after the New Year's to go to the doctor because I've got to see what changes they make, where they're making all kinds of changes to medical insurance, and they'll be making changes to my medical insurance too, so I'll probably wait until after New Year's, or try to anyways, to get my blood work done. But anyways, I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, do y'all think it seems like it's even Christmas, or Christmas is even past or whatever? I don't think it seems like it's Christmas, which I don't think it seemed like it's any holidays or nothing like that. It hasn't felt like none of the holidays in years now, even decades really. Um, I can't remember the last time it's felt like holidays or Christmases or anything like that. Probably about around, I'd say 2014 or 2012 for me. I'm not really sure. I've been pretty much poor all my adult life. But I know even like when I was growing up and stuff, my dad, he he worked in the coal mines, and he was a shift boss or whatever, and he would always do like big holidays and stuff and big Christmases for us growing up. And he would usually go on vacations about once or twice a year, usually just once a year. And he was always really good about providing for us financially and stuff once a year when it came to buying new school clothes and stuff like that. And nowadays, well, I know myself, I just can't afford it, and most people can't afford it or nothing. But even back then, whenever I was in school, back when times were a little bit better, when the economy was better, like my friends and stuff, even if they had poor parents, they always had just as nice stuff as what I did growing up. And their parents was always able to provide for them. And I can remember back in the 80s and 90s growing up, the holidays was good whether you were rich or poor, because I had poor friends too. I mean, I wasn't rich by no means, but my dad was middle class, and he was a hard worker back then when he was working, and he was a tightwad, so he always saved up his money and had money and stuff. Nowadays, or it seems like all my adult life, I've been poor all my adult life growing up, and my daughters haven't been able to experience what it was like having nice holidays and stuff, Christmases or holidays in general, or even like dinners or whatever, like how it was back in the 80s and 90s. And it didn't feel like Christmas for sure this year because, which, like I said, it hasn't for many, many years now. But the weather playing a part of it too. I mean, it seems like that we don't get the cold weather or the snow and weather like we used to back in the 80s or 90s or nothing now. And like this year, that's the highest I can remember it being. It was like in the 50s or 60s this year. It was warm outside. And even if it's cold in the house, it's cold in my house because it's an old house and it's falling apart. But it was was warm outside, and so it just didn't feel like the holidays to me. And then, like, even when I was growing up with my grandma on my mom's side, she was always poor. And I remember, like, the aunts and stuff, my mom's aunts and stuff would come in from Ohio, and they would be cooking in the kitchen for days to cook pies and different things for holiday dinners or Christmas dinners. And and even like my grandma, she had she had 6 girls and she had 6 boys, and then her and her husband, of course. And then she had there was one of the girls that passed away. I think she got scarlet fever. I could be wrong, when she was about a month old on my mom's sisters. And then, excuse me, there was one of the boys that died when he was a baby. And I think he was only not even a month old. I could be wrong though. But he had a twin. It was my aunt. And I'm really not sure how he passed away for sure. I think my grandma was breastfeeding him or the babies at night, and it was real cold because my aunt's birthday, his twin, was in December, and back then we used to have really cold weather. And she was probably so tired she rolled over top of him and stuff, but he was already cold and frozen's what I've always been heard. I don't remember if he had pneumonia or if he had scarlet fever too. I think it was pneumonia. And actually, they was going to give it my aunt. They was saying that she was going to be the one that wouldn't make it through the night, but she was the one that ended up living. And then she passed away in 2019, I think it was. Or 2021. It was after COVID, I think. But, anyways, my grandma, she had she had 6 boys and she had 6 girls, and then they all had children and grandchildren or whatever. And so she even had great grandchildren whenever she was alive and stuff. But she would always, as long as she was alive, she would always do Christmases and holidays at her house. And she always, even though she was poor or low income or whatever, she was always able to cook huge dinners for days and have bunches of people over at her house, like 20 something people at her house at a time. And she was always able to get for her grandchildren some little gift. And some of her children she would buy for still, her older children. And she would even buy some little something back then for her great grandchildren. So I don't know, it's just it feels like times is so much different, and I don't know what the big deal is with the economy, like why it took such a leap in finances or whatever from back then to now. But y'all can tell me in the comments if you think it feels like Christmas or not. And like I said, I don't think it's felt like Christmas for a long time now. It's not felt like Christmas to me. I don't really know. Since probably like 2014 or 2012 or something. Obviously, back then I had a good time, even if I wasn't able to provide much for my girls. I enjoyed watching my girls open up gifts and stuff, but I don't know, it just seems like Christmases have changed now, and I do think the weather plays a big part in that too, and just the economy in general, and just it just seems like times is different. But y'all can tell me what you think in the comments. Sorry you have to look at my feet. I just got out of the bathtub, like I said, and I was starting to black out a little bit, so I'm going to try to go to the doctor and get blood work done to see what's going on with me, and probably in January, just see what's going to go on with my medical insurance too. And I was just laying here on my bed trying to cool down from being in the bathtub and being in hot water, and just kind of relax a minute. But anyways, thanks for watching. Tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks. Bye-bye.